About 2 years ago, Rob found my YouTube channel, specifically my Golf Access Market Report videos here in Cape Coral. And every single month, he'd watch. And every so often, he'd send me one of those TikTok videos, you know the ones. Cape Coral is the worst market in America. Cherry picking numbers to run a scary narrative and rack up views. But Rob kept coming back to my reports because he knew he was getting the real numbers, not the doom and gloom version, the actual market. Rob had a real connection to this area too. His mom owned a condo here years ago right there near Jaycee Park, and he had some incredible memories from visiting her. He wanted to find that feeling once again. So he watched and he waited. Then this year he saw it in the numbers. Golf access inventory was shrinking and prices were giving signs of climbing. He called me and said, "Barry, it's time, let's do it." We looked at a handful of homes and found the right one, just minutes from where his mom used to live. This home was in the Palaco Grande neighborhood and a quick 4-minute run to the Caloosahatchee River. Now here's the interesting part. The seller had actually bought this home just 2 years earlier for over $100,000 more than what Rob ended up paying. Now the market didn't drop $100,000. It dropped about 20% back in late 2022, and it's been fairly stagnant ever since. That seller simply overpaid without the right information. Now that's exactly the gap real data closes. Once we got Rob under contract, our inspector uncovered some real issues that nobody expected, but we worked through them with the seller to get them resolved. And the savings from that negotiation, Rob put it toward a beautiful center console boat with an amazing T-top. Now, his family is down here all the time, out on the water together. Just a few days ago, they ran 25 miles offshore into the Gulf. He told me it was spectacular. That's what this really is all about. Not just buying a house, but building the life he wanted here. I'm Barry Cessna, your Golf Access Realtor, and if you're thinking about buying, selling, retiring, or relocating here to Cape Coral, let's connect. Click the link below and book your complimentary video call with me, just like Rob did. Your dream is waiting here in Cape Coral. Now, let's hear Rob's story. Okay, today we're here with Rob, and he just recently closed on this amazing home right back here. He's got this incredible boat dock. He's in the Palaco Grande neighborhood, just a few minutes out to open water. He's going to tell you a bit more about that here in just a moment. But Rob, tell me a little bit about why you chose Cape Coral.
In the mid-90s, my parents had moved down here, snowbirds, and bought a condo by Jaycee Park. And every time I visited, I was in such a great mood when I left. It just recharges you. The palm trees and the ocean and the water. They had a canal right out their back door, and I couldn't believe it. I thought one day I want to wind up there. I started looking, and I have a beautiful place now.
It's incredible, and when we first started talking with Rob, he was telling me about his parents and how they had the condo here and how he really liked this area. It's called the Gold Coast of Cape Coral, and it's right along Del Prado, just east of Del Prado. And so we started looking at different areas, just kind of get an idea of what the city offered. And of course, we did end up back here on this same area, and we're just up the street from exactly where his parents had the condo at in the Palaco Grande neighborhood. So Rob, how did you find me? Tell me a little bit about why you decided to work with me.
Well, I came across you on YouTube. I was starting to look for properties. It was probably 2 years ago, and you had market reports that I had never seen on anybody else's YouTube channel or anybody talk about. And you could literally chart how the prices were dropping. You did a couple different reports, one Golf Access, and I think one not Golf Access, and I didn't even know the difference in those, but the market reports were just key. And all the other information that you had on there that I thought I knew a lot about the area until I started watching the videos, and then you learn even more and more. And I thought, well, I'm gonna call this guy because he definitely knows what's going on there.
Sure, and it's important. I think that it's important to have those market reports every single month and to pull the exact numbers from the MLS, the exact amount of homes that are selling, the exact median price point. And when you do that for several months, you do start to see a trend. You start to see where it's going, where it's gone. And what you saw, I think, is you saw the inventory drop substantially from where it was just a year ago.
Right.
And I know I've had many clients, and you may have said that as well, is that, Barry, I'm just not seeing the amount of houses available that I saw a year ago. I don't have as many options. What's going on?
Yeah, it started flattening out, and the inventory started drying up, and that's when I called you and was like, I want to schedule a time to get down there and look at some houses. And I told you what I was looking for, and you sent me even more information on more homes. I came into town and looked at 10 homes the next day, and about the third home was this home, and I loved it. I looked at more and more homes, but man, I knew I really wanted this house. It was just perfect. The price was really good too.
it's all about happiness and finding the right property and the right one that's going to make you happy and knowing the right location. So I think we did a great job on this one.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
Rob bought from outside the state. He's from southwestern Ohio, and that's where he bought from. So a lot of the transaction was done while he was back up north. So tell me a little bit about that process and how we did with that.
Well, it was seamless. You had a great loan officer that you gave me a choice of a couple, but one of them was just incredible. You had a title company, the home inspector that you recommended. I couldn't believe everything he found. I'd walk through it and I thought, this is great. And he found a few little things here and there. I'd never seen a home inspector so thorough in my life. Just your whole team is excellent. Every single person you have on it is just, they're the best there is. So it was seamless. I showed up a day before the closing, walked in, and I sat down at that table and I knew I didn't have a second thought in the world. There was no concern about signing those docs, that I was getting the best deal out there and that it was a solid house. Man, I loved every part of it.
Definitely. And you were able to, we actually submitted the offer, I believe, when you were still in Ohio, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So we submitted the offer and we did the negotiations back and forth, back and forth. It did take a few days to get it to the price we needed it at.
Yeah, at first they came back just a little less. We had offered, based on comparables, not considerably less, but less than they were asking. And I had almost given up. And Barry went back to them with comparables and sat down with the realtor. And I had already started looking for different homes. And he called up a day or two later and he goes, "Are you still interested?" And I was like, "Sure." And he goes, "Well, it's yours." And I can't even tell you what that feels like, to get the perfect home that you've always wanted at the very, very best price. And it's because of Barry. He saved me enough that I bought a boat. Half the money, honestly, I put down on the boat was from that savings.
Sure.
So if you buy it at the right price, you have somebody that really knows what's going on, it's just beneficial. It just turned out perfect.
So tell me a little bit more about this amazing home. What do you like best about it? What do you love about it?
I love the pool. I love the Gulf Access Canal. I had looked at some homes and I had found one and I said, "Barry, look at this house." And he goes, "I thought you wanted to do boating." And I'm like, "It's on a canal." And I knew this was it. It is so close to open water, 4 minutes. It goes right in the river. It empties out right at Sanibel. It's just amazing. 4 bedrooms. It has everything. It just is it's perfect. I have so many friends and family down to visit, and it has everything. It's like a little mini resort. So every morning you get up, there's sun and palm trees and blue skies. It just puts you in a great mood. I love the house.
It truly is an incredible home, and the finishes in this house are spectacular. Tell us a little bit about how it's finished.
The countertops are amazing. There is a 10-foot bar area with 6 stools around it that could be right in the kitchen where everybody can get up and have coffee and breakfast and talk. That is the focal point. And then a giant living room off of that. There's also a family room that looks right out over the water and the boat. The house is just perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more. Yeah, I love it.
Definitely. And I'll say one of my favorite aspects of this house is the family room sits right on the water. So you can sit there and you feel like you're sitting right on a canal. I mean, you're right on the water.
You just watch the water and the palm trees right from your couch. So
it's a great experience. What advice would you give to someone that's thinking about buying a Gulf Access home here in Cape Coral? They've been watching my videos, they've been thinking about it for a little while, and what do they need to be paying attention to?
Just do research. Get a hold of Barry, and he'll send you homes 2 or 3 times as they become available in the area, and you can go through them and look through each one. Set up a time to meet with Barry, come down. If you're living in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, it's just not comfortable in the winter. I mean, we all deal with it, but when you're down here, December's, I think, average temperature 76. Get a hold of Barry. He will get you what you can afford, figure out what you can afford, and this guy will find you the dream house you've been looking for. Definitely get on YouTube, look at his market reports. There are years of information on there. You can make a flow chart and just see how the market is. It's just, they're real numbers. I'm very happy I found Barry. It's been a blessing. He never pestered me or bothered me for the first year when I was just looking at stuff. I would call and make adjustments like, I want to up it to 600,000 or 700,000, and then I upped it again because I knew what I wanted, and the prices were dropping, but then everything hit perfect. And I drove from Cincinnati down here, and the next day went through 10 homes and found my dream house. And I would not have been able to do that without Barry and his knowledge. He's just full of knowledge. He knows he just knows the area better than anyone else I had talked to. So that's why I picked Barry, and I would highly recommend, giving the guy a call. It's so simple.
I appreciate that, Rob. Thank you. And one of the things that I have that I really think is a huge thing for my clients is a complimentary strategy call. If you're thinking about buying next month, next year, maybe you're still a few years out, maybe you still have kids living at home and you're waiting for them to move out, and then you're going to be on here down to Cape Coral, or you're a few years out from retirement, book the strategy call with me. We do a video call. We're going to talk about the different areas of Cape Coral so you understand what Cape Coral has to offer. You're going to tell me what you're looking for. We're going to talk about budget and what you can actually get with that money. We're going to talk about distance to open water, flood zones. That's another concern that a lot of people have that we need to help you understand, because there's some areas you probably absolutely don't want to be, and there's other areas that are much more manageable. But either way, that's a huge strategy for you, is to book that call so we can sit down and chat about what it is that you're looking for, and then we can start the process, because you're never going to be here living your dream like Rob if we don't start the process. That's number one. But Rob, it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure working with you.
Man.
I know we've been working together for a couple of years, talking back and forth.
Yeah.
And you finally saw something in the market that you said it's time, Barry.
Yeah, the prices became perfect, and they're perfect right now. I still get a couple of your reports, and I know I made a great deal just by looking at that. So everything's really leveled off. Now's the time to buy. So I'm ecstatic. So
Rob, it's a pleasure, buddy.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.